Good morning, everyone. I am continuing my read aloud Danny Bundy and the Search for the Butterfly with chapter 5 and 6 today. Seeing how upset Danny was, the bullfrog jumped from his foot in a friendly way. Let's not start that. You and I can be buds. Hey, you can call me Bernardo, or better yet, Bernie. Yeah, that's good. What should I call you? My name's Danny Bundy, but people just call me Bundy. The frog seemed to sniff. Well, I'll call you Danny. I don't want to be like everyone else. Besides, you look like a Danny. Danny was confused. What does a Danny look like, Bernie? Like you, kid. Just like you, Bernie said, which did not help at all. Danny went down to the brook and looked at his rippling reflection. The forest breeze had messed up his hair, and even through the rapids, he could see his freckles. Sometimes the other kids tease me, he said, because I'm short and I have a lot of freckles. Get a look at me, kid. I have freckles and bumps, too. But some of the lady frogs around here think I'm really handsome. Danny laughed, looking back at Bernie. He's not so ugly, Danny thought. He's pretty good looking when he smiles. Bernie, could you help me find my butterfly? Danny asked. Bernie sniffed again. What do you mean by your butterfly, Danny boy? You should think carefully about what belongs to you before running around in this forest. I think any butterfly you meet might have other plans instead of being yours. But sure, I can introduce you to a few. He looked around thoughtfully. It's still a little chilly out here. Most of them will still be caterpillars for another month or so, but a few of them might be interested in getting a head start on the nectar. Let's see what we can find. Great, Danny cried. Tell me where to go, and I'll be on my way. Bernie paused for a moment. Maybe I can go with you, kid. Danny, if you're careful with me. I'm pretty strong down here, but I'm nervous of heights. I don't want to go splat, if you know what I mean. But we'll move faster and find more together. Could you pick me up? If you don't jiggle or anything while I'm up here, I can ride on your shoulder. Have a better look around of where we have to go. He looked at Danny. You won't shake or something if I pick a bug out of the air every so often, will you? I need to eat all the time. I can't let a tender morsel fly on by. Danny smiled. He was happy the frog was coming with him. I can share my peanut butter sandwich with you, he offered. Peanut butter? Yuck, man. That even sounds wrong. Never mind, Danny said, reaching down to pick up Bernie. As gently as he could, he placed the frog on his right shoulder, and the two started out on their search. Chapter 6. Danny and Bernie's journey began with a walk down the brook toward a bank of tall trees. They seemed to melt into the fluffy cotton candy clouds way up high. Bernie was having a blast seeing the world from Danny's shoulder. He kept telling Danny to turn around so he could see his home from different angles. Turn that way, Danny. I want to see over that ridge. Would you look at that? Even up there, those trees are still enormous, and the air smells so much better I can't believe it. Turn this way. Turn that way. Stand still. I want to take it all in. Danny did his best to show his friend the forest as he saw it. He picked up flower petals, leaves, and other things for Bernie to see, taste, and smell. But when they entered the dark thicket ahead, the air became chilly and Danny shivered. Bernie croaked. Look at you and your goosebumps, he teased. It's like the bumps I have all the time, but you're cold. What does it feel like, kid? It's like snow on my body, Danny said. After a moment, white, ice-cold snow. But it's like the winter holiday. It doesn't feel bad. I'm just happy to be alive, even if the forest is a little creepy. Bernie was confused. What do you mean about winter holiday? Danny did his best to explain how it felt in the winter when school let out and how families came together and counted their blessings, and it made Danny and Bernie feel better as they walked deeper into a part of the forest neither of them had ever seen before. So you celebrate this time of year? Bernie wanted to know. In different ways, Danny told the frog. There are other celebrations during other times of the year. It's wonderful you and your family have time to feast and be grateful, Bernie told Danny. We kind of do that after the good rainy season. We get lots of mosquitoes and flies and other great things flying around to eat. And we eat, and we eat, and we eat, and we croak really loudly because we're happy. Bernie pointed with his nose off to Danny's right. Hey, let's stop over there by that rotting stump. I'm going to try to reach out to an old friend of mine who lives around here. Danny lifted Bernie off his shoulder and set him down on the stump. Will you give me a minute, Danny? I've got to take care of some business. I've been holding it in for a long time. So Danny left Bernie on the stump and he walked around, looking up into the tall trees for monarch butterflies. He was walking between two larger, older trees when a voice barked down on him. "What are you doing here? You've got to go." There, high in the tree, Danny spotted a pair of beady black eyes and a small whiskered nose poking out at him from a burrow in the side of the trunk. It was a female squirrel. "Don't make me come out there, because I will," she chattered. "I will come out there and make you get gone." She was terrified, Danny realized, but she was so brave that he smiled. "I don't want to hurt you," he told you. "You don't, do you? I've seen boys like you with traps and things taking away my friends. You take them away and they don't come back." "I'm not here to take you away," Danny said. "I'm just looking for butterflies." The squirrel did not believe him. "You silly," she laughed. "It's too soon for butterflies, much too soon. Only caterpillars now. Only caterpillars eating up all the leaves. You won't find any butterflies now, so just go away." She's much less friendly than Bernie, Danny thought. He took a step back. Okay, I'll leave you alone. I'll just go back to pick up Bernie the bullfrog, and we'll be gone." "Bullfrog?" The squirrel's tone changed completely. She ran out of her burrow to stand quivering on a high branch. "What do you mean, bullfrog? Where's this bullfrog?" Danny pointed. "I left him right over there on the stump. If you come with me, I'll introduce you." The squirrel thought. "I met a bullfrog when I was a kid," she told Danny. "My folks were gone, so he called me Lady Sue." "Not at first. At first he called me Kid." "That's what Bernie calls me," Danny cried. "Maybe he's the one you knew." The squirrel was curious. "Yes, I think I will go with you. I want to see if your friend the bullfrog is my old friend too." And we'll stop there and continue tomorrow. Have a great morning.